Hello and welcome to the first video in a series that I have titled The Soldier's Manual Civilian Edition. I decided to call it The Soldier's Manual because what this is about is helping veterans returning from combat to adjust to the civilian world. And you know, when you're in the military, you've got all sorts of regulations. Basically your entire life, every second of your life is dictated by, someone higher up in the chain of command. When you get back here, you're basically on your own. You don't know what to do. There's there's nothing to look up. There's no regulation. There's no first line leader to go to. You're just, hey, you're plopped back into this world. Have at it. Hope you succeed. If not, you're on your own. So I wanted to do this because I've learned some things, and I try to think of everything we do as habit. There's what I consider to be you as an individual, and that's your core beliefs, your core values, also your morals, your drive. That's what I consider to be you. Everything else, all the things that you do, are just habit, and it helps to think of it this way. The most obvious would be like if you're a smoker, if you like to eat unhealthy foods, if you're lazy, you like to sleep in, or if, the way you drive, the way you interact with people. All these things are just habits. They're things that you've learned, whether intentionally or unintentionally, just a result of your environment. They're all habits, and they can be changed. So while you were in the military, while you were in combat, you developed a lot of habits, whether you realized it or not, and they helped you to survive in your environment. They were good in that place. But then when you come back here to the civilian world, you'll find most likely that a lot of these things, they just don't fit in. They don't fly. So what I aim to do is to show you how a lot of these things can be slightly modified and applied to a different context to help you succeed in this world. And I wanted to do this because I've never seen anything like this done before, and also a lot of people have trouble. I myself am a combat veteran. Just a little background about me. Straight out of high school, I joined the Army Reserve. Say what you will, but I did a lot. I did time overseas. I did a combat tour. At the time I enlisted, those smooth-talking recruiters, I wanted to be an active-duty helicopter mechanic and eventually go to warrant officer school and become a Black Hawk pilot. But at the time that I enlisted, it was the height of the conflict in Iraq. It was 2007. I was just getting ready to graduate high school. Got an outstanding score on the ASVAB, and at that time they were in desperate need of combat medics. So I went down to the MEP station, did my physical, did all the crap, signed all the paperwork, went to a career counselor. He talks me into becoming a combat medic. So I became a medic, but it all worked out. In retrospect, I think it was the better choice to be a medic. I would, however, have rather gone straight, active duty rather than reserve, but it is what it is. It's done. I don't have a time machine, so I can't go back and change it. But anyway, no matter where you're coming from, no matter what your background, you will find it is probably difficult transitioning from combat back into civilian life, as I did. It was very hard for me. Lost a lot of friends, ruined some relationships, and, I could have done much better had I been better prepared. And the military, they try to prepare you for this. When you come back, you do your debriefs. But the trouble with that is that when you're sitting through those lectures, through those classes, those reintegration type things, the only thing that's on anyone's mind is being free, getting back into the civilian world, seeing their friends, having a few beers, partying, doing whatever. And a lot of it just doesn't sink in. And it's usually not till months or even years later when people start to notice problems. As was the case for me. This is Lex, by the way. She's my kitty. She's a good kitty. She was a stray. She started hanging around the house here, and She's my buddy. We became friends, and eventually I just went ahead and brought her inside because she's awesome. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. So, let me regroup here. Damn cat, he distracted me again. So, reintegration. When I came back, personally, I was very aggressive. Because that's what I was used to. It's the culture of the military. You got to be tough, you got to be strong. When you're out there patrolling the streets, I was in Iraq, I was on a lot of convoys, went on a lot of missions. You have to be aggressive. People they don't take you seriously unless you are firm and aggressive with them, and that's the way you have to be. You also have to, be that way with one another, your battle buddies. You gotta keep each other motivated. Sometimes somebody's slacking, you gotta whip them back in shape. That's just how it is. All of our lives depend on one another, how well we each do our individual jobs. And here it's not like that, or it's at least not perceived to be that way, that, what you do affects other people around you. That's something it's very obvious in the military. It's ingrained in you from basic training on, that, hey, everything you do affects these other people around you, your battle buddies. We succeed as a team, we fail as a team. We get rewarded as a team, we get punished as a team. And people here, they don't get that. They have no concept of team, of, me and everyone around me. It's just me, all about me. And that's very frustrating. So I was very aggressive, and that led to a lot of anger, led to a lot of violence. As I said, I lost a lot of friends, I ruined some relationships, got banned from a few places that I can never go back to. So it can be tough. You're just doing what you know, and people here don't like it. They want to pass judgment. So, not little Miss Kitty though. She loves me no matter what. But anyway, we'll get into all of that later. This is going to be a whole series, like I said. And I've designed this in the style of a manual, just, for simplicity's sake. I didn't want to write a book or a novel or anything. These are just little tips to help you along the way, little things to hold on to, little bits of wisdom that you can apply to your everyday life. So that's what this is all about, and hopefully it helps you. I had a buddy of mine, a battle buddy. I wasn't super close with him, but we served overseas together, and he was a good guy. And about a year ago, he committed suicide because his problems I guess in his mind, they became too great to manage, and the only way out that he saw was to end it all, to end his own life, and it's a tragedy. There were some people that were very close with him, and it was very hard on them, very hard on his family, and it just shouldn't have to happen. There's always a way. There's always a way to manage. So, another thing, disclaimer: if you are prone to a condition which I like to refer to as butt hurt, you should probably either stock up on ointment or just go ahead and turn this video off now and disregard the entire series, because you are in for a very unpleasant ride. There's going to be most likely lots of offensive material in this, lots of profanity. People will get offended. Alright, this is not for the general public. This is for combat veterans and anyone who wants to learn about them and the struggles that they deal with. So, don't go posting a bunch of stupid fucking comments. If you don't like it, just turn the shit off, alright? Just turn it off right now. If I'm offending you right now by saying the F word, just go ahead and turn the fucking video off, because you're not going to like this. It's just going to make you angry. Go fucking stick a flower up your ass or something. I don't know. Whatever you fucking people do. So, yeah, there's going to be lots of profanity, because that's just the culture of the military, It is what it is. You don't like it, don't deal with it. Also, what was I going to say? I seem to have lost my train of thought, but I'm going to try to get it back. Oh yeah. I'm gonna try and keep my political beliefs to myself. They might slip out every now and then, but I'm gonna try as hard as I can to hold them in and suppress them until later, off camera, when I can explode into a violent outburst of political anger. So, because I believe that in this country, everyone is entitled to their own perspective and their own belief in politics. You know, we're all given the opportunity to vote and actively participate in politics, and I don't feel right injecting my own personal political opinions into this video series. You know, I don't in any way want to use the military to promote any specific kind of political belief or anything like that. So, as much as I can, I'm going to try and hold back my political opinions. If they do slip out occasionally, which they might, just know that my political beliefs are my own. They are not the views of the U.S. Army or of any branch of the military. They're strictly mine. So, you know, that's that. And that's honestly pretty much it, you know. If you don't like it, then I don't care. Alright, Doc Nasty, coming at you. Doc Nasty is my internet alias, as it were, so stick with me, it's going to be fun. Catch you later.